Hello, Internet. It is I, Malik Aaron, and welcome back to Box Office Predictions. Today we're going to be talking about The Bad Guys 2, and I'm aware these prediction videos are coming out way later than they should. I have a really good reason, though, for why that is. And that's because at my job, I had to do like overtime this week, which meant I had to be there 2 hours longer than I normally would work, and usually my shifts like from like 8 to 4:30, but because of overtime I was there at six in the morning to 4:30, so it was a good 10 plus hours. It was absolutely miserable, and every time I went home I was too tired to do anything, which is why there was a real lack of videos this week. And by the time Friday rolled around, I was like, no, I'm not going to get these videos done. I'll just wait till Saturday morning. And here we are. So, just want to give you an explanation as to why these videos are coming out when they are. Anywho, so as usual, we're going to be going over the pros and cons. So, let's get to it. Pros. So, Bad Guys 2. Well, obviously, we got to talk about Bad Guys 1, which came out in 2022. If it can load. There we go. So the Bad Guys, well, both these movies, they're based off like children's books that I never read, but are apparently like really popular. And I remember still when the trailer for the first movie came out, the internet simped so hard for Mr. Wolf right here. They took one look at him and said, "Damn, okay." It's like the internet was looking at, I don't know. There's like plenty of like anthro characters the internet sims for. There's Legoshi from Beastars. Pretty sure the internet simmed for Nick Wilde too from Zootopia. This is just a similar situation. But anywho, yeah, when this movie came out, it was received very well. It had a decent run at the box office. Made 97 million domestically, 250 million worldwide on a budget of 70 million. Not one of DreamWorks' like biggest hits, but still did well enough to, justify its existence and ultimately become like a new franchise for DreamWorks because it had like little specials. I think one of them was like on Netflix or whatever. And then eventually a sequel, a full blown sequel was greenlit. And here we are. So, yeah, The Bad Guys, it was successful. It was received very well. People like it a lot. So, yeah, not only I guess there's brand name recognition, but there's goodwill from the first movie. Both those things combined is a big old pro. So that's pro number one. Pro number two, reviews for this are quite good. Has an 84% critic score and 95% audience score. That's quite high. And its cinema score is an A. So across the board, this movie has been received, terrifically. So yeah, that's an obvious pro right there. Another pro is the lack of real direct competition. I know Smurfs came out 2 weeks ago, but that movie's dead in the water. And there won't be any family movies as far as I know till oof. I I don't know actually. Shit. I have no idea. I think there's like I might be in late September. Like I think it's also from DreamWorks, like this Gabby Funhouse, whatever it is. That might be it, but I need to check just to be certain. I'm not counting Freakier. Should I count Freakier Friday? I don't know. I feel like that's more for like the tween and like Gen Xers than like kids. But I don't know. I need to check though. I guess there's the Toy Story re-release in September, but I don't know. I'm not sure if I want to count that. Yeah, Gabby's Dollhouse the movie. That's like in late September, so it's gonna be a long while before this movie goes up against like serious direct competition, which is good because it gives it time to play out for the rest of the summer. So that's very much a pro. Another pro, I guess we could look at DreamWorks and their resume. I mean, their resume is very much just all over the place, to say the least, with highs and lows, but they've had plenty of hits under their belt. Man, just cherry pick the important ones. There's Ants, Prince of Egypt, Shrek, all the Shreks, Madagascar, all the Madagascars really, all the Kung Fu Pandas. Shark Tale and Over the Hedge did fine, but they didn't do well enough to get sequels, according to DreamWorks. Monsters vs. Aliens is in the same boat. The How to Train Your Dragon movies, they were all successful. Megamind, same boat as Over the Hedge and, Shark Tale. Very underrated flick, very much ahead of its time. It deserved better. Puss in Boots, The Croods, Home did decent. Trolls got a whole franchise. Boss Baby got a franchise. Captain Underpants did fine for what it was. Abominable, I'm not sure if that was considered a success or not. Then Bad Guys and Puss in Boots Last Wish, which was a massive hit. This was 2022. That was the year DreamWorks kind of rediscovered itself, rediscovered how great it could really be. Because people are like, oh wow, is DreamWorks cooking? All right, they're making some bangers. Okay. 2023 was a different story, but 2024, Kung Fu Panda 4 was a hit, but people didn't like it very much. Wild Robot was a hit, and people loved that, me included. And then I guess Dogman as well did decent. Then the live action How to Train Your Dragon movie did really well. So DreamWorks, is in a decent place right now when it comes to success. Even though they've had a lot of misses under their belt, some are a lot big money losers, like say Rise of the Guardians, and Mr. Peabody Sherman, and Ruby Gillman, stuff like that. But overall, I say they're in a decent place, so I'll label that as a pro. Any other pros? I think I named all the main ones. Okay, cons. I'm trying to think of serious cons. Really am. I guess there's the fact that I'm not feeling like this is okay. Losing my train of thought. Looking at DreamWorks sequels and the history of DreamWorks sequels, some do way better than the first. Main one being Shrek 2. As you can see, Shrek 1, Shrek 2. Big old jump in box office right there. That's very much not going to happen with this. This is going to be more of I guess, a Kung Fu Panda to a Kung Fu Panda 2, or How to Train Your Dragon to a How to Train Your Dragon 2, both of which are very strange cases, because you would think, because of how beloved the original was, the sequel would do way better, but it just didn't happen, which is very odd. But it's just how how it is, really. So I have a feeling the Bad Guys 2 is going to be in the same boat. So that's not really a con against the Bad Guys 2. That's just a history of DreamWorks, just how some of their other sequels have done. Because the only sequel of theirs to really expand greatly compared to the first has been Shrek 2, and it hasn't happened with any of their other series really. So yeah, I guess that DreamWorks low key curse. I'll label that as a con. And I don't know. I think that's it. I really can't think of anything else. I'm struggling real bad. So yeah, I guess we'll just go opening weekend. So the numbers I'm seeing is that this will hit, let me see, 22 million. This is as of Friday, so obviously things could change. Compared to the first movie, it's a bit lower, but again, that's makes sense considering DreamWorks history. And so I'm gonna go a bit higher. I'm gonna be a bit more optimistic, and I'm gonna say, I don't know, Oh, I forgot to mention its preview numbers. Shoot, I should mention that really quick. 2.25 million. That doesn't seem like much. This was never going to be like a big old event, like a grand spectacle or anything like that. This was not going to be like an Inside Out 2. Okay. That was never in the cards. It's a lot better than like the first movie. I think that only got like a million, but keep in mind that came out in April. This has come out in August. So Bad Guys 2 has an advantage in that regard. Yeah, the Bad Guys, just going back to that really quick. Uh keep hitting the wrong thing. Yeah, 1.1 million. So yeah, it's doubling that, but it doesn't mean it's gonna double its box office. Absolutely not. So yeah, but I guess I'm gonna go with 22 to 25 million. I'm gonna be a bit more optimistic. And its total, I see this having a nice long life. I don't see this being like that front loaded because what else are kids gonna watch for the next month or so? There's not gonna be like nothing out there. So yeah, I'm gonna say I don't know, 90 to 100 million. I think that's reasonable. But if I have to be, you know what, I'm gonna be a tad more, really 80 to 100 million, a bit of a wider range. I think that works out. So 80 to 90, 80 to 100 million total. That's what I'm gonna go with. And well, that's it. So that was Bad Guys 2. We got two more movies to talk about. We got The Naked Gun 2025. I was about to say reboot, but I know it's not that. It's like it's a legacy sequel, I guess. But the Naked Gun 2025 edition, and then Together, and then we'll be done for the weekend. So, yeah, that's it. That's all. Make sure to subscribe, like this video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, share the whole drill. You want to check out more videos like this? I got playlists on the homepage, all previous prediction videos I made this year, in the past few years. You don't want to watch any of them, go right ahead. There's also the canceled series where I went over all the movies that were supposed to come out but didn't. I covered the Bad Guys 2 once. Yes, I covered it once. It was episode 239. I talked about it alongside the new animated Cat in the Hat movie that's coming out next year. So yeah, that was like the one time I talked about Bad Guys 2. That's when it got like its August date. But if you want to watch any of the other cancel episodes I've made, there's 250 of them. So you want to binge watch that whole series from beginning to end, I highly suggest you do that. So go do it. There's also box office recaps, so I go over the box office results for any particular month. July recap, that'll be next weekend. So stay tuned for that. And August recap, that'll be the second weekend of August, maybe, because good God, that weekend is crowded. Ugh, that's gonna be a rough weekend. But I guess, yeah, that weekend. So stay tuned for that as well. But if you want to watch any of the past recap videos I made on the channel, you can go right ahead. And yeah, that's it. That's all. I am out. Goodbye.